her neck. This is a good position for Asha to finish it.
Look at this!
Is she out? She's out. Where's the ref? The ref, she's out.
She's out! She's out!
I'm not seeing. Oh, no, sorry. No, that was my mistake. Looked like she went flat. Kind of in a neck break position.
Oh, Ashland's got it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
No, that is bad.
She's in a bad space.
Excellent job by Asha, but she was indeed out.
左フックですよね。左フックから右の追撃ですね。見えないところで当たりましたね。完全にもう意識が飛んできましたよね。
너무 신기하게 나왔어요.
다시 한번 플레이리 킥. 위협적인 타격을 섞어주는 나오이진입니다. 자, 들어갑니다. 자, 들어갑니다.
너무 신기하게 나왔어요.
다시 한번 플레이리 킥. 위협적인 타격을 섞어주는 나오이진입니다. 자, 들어갑니다. 자, 들어갑니다.
будучи последней полным тяжелым.
A Jéssica tem esse cruzado da frente muito potente. Toda hora ela tenta.
Aí, nossa senhora! Uma bomba míssel de direita da Jéssica! Bomba míssel de direita da Jéssica!
Ladies and gentlemen, reach up the round, call the stop of 54 seconds.
Прижимает, сейчас тебе была там в сетке.
Здесь на выходе из борьбы потихонечку посветил, точно в голову пробил и затылком еще ударился.
The ref having to get out of the way very quickly. бывает. Точно, он, так сказать, огромное уважение интеллектуально.
Closing that distance, she did eat a big punch, but she was able to close that distance. Sometimes you have to take one just to get your takedown and close the distance. She's got to be aware.
In the world of combat sports, there are moments that push the boundaries of what the human body and mind can endure. This video is a deep, unflinching look into those very moments, when the line between competition and catastrophe is blurred by the sheer force of impact. These are not your everyday knockouts. These are the ones that leave fighters unconscious in seconds, limbs twitching uncontrollably, eyes rolled back, and bodies stiffened in unnatural positions. This is a brutal collection of knockouts that went too far, where the consequences were as chilling as they were unforgettable. As the video opens, the first knockout sets the tone, a lightning-fast overhand right landing flush on the jaw, sending the opponent crashing to the canvas, her body locking up in a fencing response that immediately raises alarm. You can see the referee sprinting in urgency in every step as medical personnel scramble from cage side. The camera catches a glimpse of the downed fighter's eyes wide open but unresponsive, her limbs jerking slightly in a disturbing display of neurological trauma. It's a shocking reminder of what's at stake every time these warriors step into the cage. The next knockout unfolds just as violently, this time a spinning back fist landing mid-spin, catching the opponent square on the temple. She collapses instantly, her legs buckling and head bouncing off the mat. There's a pause, a chilling silence in the crowd. As everyone realizes the seriousness of what just occurred, the fighter doesn't move. Trainers rush in, one holding her head steady, while another checks her pulse. This isn't just a sport in that moment. This is a life being monitored, and that's the energy running through every second of this video. With each knockout, the stakes rise. You see fighters go out cold from knees to the liver, follow-up ground strikes landing on an already unconscious opponent before the referee can intervene. You witness the pain on their teammates' faces, hands on heads, pacing ringside, and then the stretcher rolls in. The crowd that moments earlier roared in bloodlust is now subdued, quiet, respectful of the real danger that has unfolded before their eyes. There's no cheering now, only concern. One of the most harrowing moments in the video comes from a head kick delivered with surgical precision. The recipient drops immediately, her body folding awkwardly under her own weight. Within seconds, her legs begin to spasm, an involuntary fencing response that sends chills down every spine in the arena. It's not something you ever get used to, no matter how many fights you've seen. It's a clear sign of concussion or traumatic brain injury, and the grim reality sets in fast. Moments like these transform casual viewers into somber witnesses. What began as entertainment becomes a stark confrontation with the limits of the human body. Then there's the slow motion replays, the part that gives you time to digest what really happened. You see the torque in the striker's hips, the violent whiplash of the head, the milliseconds of delayed consciousness before the body gives out completely. Slow motion doesn't soften the blow, it amplifies it. Every muscle twitch, every involuntary flinch, every rigid arm lifted in a fencing posture, it's all there in haunting clarity. These aren't just clips. These are cautionary tales stitched together with gloves, heart, and real consequences. Midway through the video, there's a particularly disturbing sequence where a fighter takes repeated blows after already being knocked unconscious. The referee hesitates just a moment too long, and that moment costs. The crowd gasps as the final hammer fist lands. You can hear the thud echo in the venue. The fighter's corner is screaming for the fight to be stopped. You see the fighter's arm twitch slightly as she lies flat, pupils dilated. The fencing response is evident. Her body is trying to protect itself, while her mind is already gone. It's raw, unfiltered, and deeply disturbing. These are the moments that stay with fans for years. The knockouts that get replayed not just for their violence, but for the consequences that follow. These are the knockouts that generate debate, concern, even reform. Should that fight have been stopped earlier? Should there be more stringent medical checks before and after bouts? Are these fighters properly protected? Or are they risking everything for a fleeting moment of glory? The video doesn't provide answers. It presents the evidence unflinching for viewers to see for themselves. There's one clip that stands out in its sheer intensity. A fighter throws a devastating hook to the liver, followed by a sharp elbow to the temple. The opponent stumbles back, dazed, hands dropping. Then comes a spinning wheel kick, landing with sickening precision. The downed fighter crumples, her body immediately exhibiting signs of neurological shutdown. There's no movement. Her chest rises slightly, but otherwise she's completely still. Paramedics are in instantly, rolling her onto her side, applying neck stabilization, placing oxygen. It's the kind of scene that turns the stomach, not because of the violence, but because of what it means, a life at risk, a dream possibly shattered in an instant. Throughout the compilation, the emotional toll is visible not just on the fighters, but on their families, teammates, and coaches. Cameras catch parents in the crowd, hands over mouths, partners pacing back and forth, coaches kneeling beside their fighters, whispering reassurances as stretchers are wheeled in. There's a shared trauma that goes beyond the cage. Everyone involved feels it, carries it, remembers it.
Victory, not a knockout. Thomas is moving in here with her head very, very straight, very high.
Just said, came in with her head straight, wasn't moving her head, got hit with the knee, then bang, followed up with the punches. That's what happens.
Dupę melduje się w organizacji KSW. Był widowiskowy. Here it comes.
Jeżeli głowa otwiera się przy uderzeniu tak mocno, to zawodnik z automatu mdleje, ale proszę Państwa, Polak, nie wiem, czy tam się nie pouszkadzały kręgi szyjne przy takich uderzeniach są. Widzimy, że tutaj nosze.
He faked the shot a moment ago. Always good to keep your opponent. Oh my goodness! Leonard with the right hand. Just an absolute crushing blow.
This video is not about glorifying violence. It's about showing its consequences. It's about understanding what fighters risk every time they make the walk to the cage. These women are warriors, yes, but they are also human. They have brains that can swell, nerve that can misfire, hearts that can stop. And the fences that surround them do not shield them from pain, from trauma, or from long-term consequences. For all the adrenaline and excitement that combat sports bring, there's always a price, and sometimes it's far too high. One fighter in the video had to be airlifted to a trauma center after a particularly brutal knockout. The kick that landed knocked her unconscious before she hit the mat, and the follow-up punch wasn't even necessary. Her brain, shaken and swelling, required emergency intervention. The update days later said she was recovering, but there would be no fighting in her future. That moment ended more than a fight. It ended a chapter in her life. Watching play out on video, you feel every second of its weight. Another sequence features a fighter taking a series of elbows from the clinch. The final shot hits her square on the side of the head. She drops, and her hands shoot up involuntarily. Classic fencing response. The audience screams. Even commentators are shaken. "Oh no," one says. "She's hurt bad." Moments later, the cage is surrounded by medics, oxygen tank in hand. The fighter is conscious but confused, unable to answer questions correctly. The team decides not to let her stand on her own. It's not just about winning or losing. It's about making it home. As the video approaches its final minutes, the knockouts become even more disturbing. One fighter is KO'd from a slam, a thunderous takedown that lands with a sickening crack. She doesn't move. There's panic in the cage. The broadcast cuts the audio as officials swarm in. The silence says more than words ever could. You watch and hope. Hope she breathes. Hope she opens her eyes. Hope this is just a scare and not something worse. By the end of the 20-minute onslaught, you're left not just entertained, but shaken. This isn't just about highlight reel violence. It's about what happens when the limits are pushed too far. It's about the moments that leave more than bruises. The moments that change lives. The compilation is powerful not because of how brutal the knockouts are, but because of how real they feel. Raw, uncut, human. There's a sobering honesty to seeing fighters at their most vulnerable. No editing can hide the fear in a coach's eyes or the limpness in a fighter's limbs. And yet, amidst all the trauma, there's an undeniable respect that grows for the fighters who risk it all, for the medical teams who act quickly, for the referees who have to make split-second decisions, and even for the sport itself, which constantly evolves to try to keep its athletes safe. This video is a wake-up call, a visceral reminder of how high the stakes are. Every punch thrown, every kick landed, every slam delivered carries with it the weight of possibility, glory, or grave injury. So when you watch this compilation, do it with respect. Understand what you're seeing. These are not just knockouts. These are real human moments of triumph, tragedy, and everything in between. These are the fights that went too far, and they deserve more than a like or share. They deserve reflection. Because behind every brutal knockout is a fighter who trained, dreamed, and put everything on the line. And sometimes, that line gets crossed.
Таких габаритов.